Many questions and calls for answers after 11-year-old Nakala Murry was shot by an Indianola, Mississippi police officer early Saturday. Police were responding to a domestic disturbance call at the boy's home.
Joining us now for a GMA3 exclusive interview, Nakala's mother, Nakala Murry, and the family's attorney, Carlos Moore. Thank you both for joining us. Nakala, I want to start with you. Your son was just released from the hospital yesterday. How is he doing?
He's doing well considering the fact he's blessed to be home today to be shot on Saturday. He's in a pain, but overall, he's doing well.
Nakala, walk us through what happened Saturday morning.
Okay, excuse me. So Saturday morning around 4 a.m., I was in the bed asleep with my daughter and my nephew. My son was in his room. I heard a knock on my window. It was my child's father, my daughter's father. I went to the door to see, open it up to see what he wanted. And I noticed he was kind of irate. And from dealing with him in the past, I know the irate version of him, what it could lead to. So we sat in the living room for a minute. He was steady talking, irate. At the moment, the kids were still in their bedrooms. They were asleep at the moment, but my son was up at first. I did hear his headboard. That's how I knew he was up. So I have anxiety, so I throw up when I'm nervous. So at the moment I was throwing up, I went to the bathroom and I saw my son peeking from under the cover. I went and gave him his phone out my bedroom while I was getting a towel to clean up the mess I made. And I told him to call my mom. He called the police first and then he called my mom. The police came. My mom also called the police when he called her. The police came at that moment. It was a minute. They were out hollering, open the door, open the door. When I opened it, his gun was up. He was telling me to come out. I went out. I got out the way. I walked towards the end of my driveway where my mom was. And I heard a shot. And I saw my son run out towards where we were. He ran from the inside of the house all the way out to where we were. And that's when he fell bleeding, shot. And I put pressure on I put pressure on it to help stop the bleeding. It bleeding so much. I asked the cop. I thought what happened. He told me he shot my son. That he didn't know he came around a corner. There were no real explanations of what happened, and it just basically went and started from there.
Carlos, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is currently investigating what happened. We know the police officer has been suspended. What are you and the family hoping happens here?
We're hoping that the city of Indianola immediately terminates Officer Greg Capers. There's no justification for shooting this unarmed 11-year-old black young child in the chest. So we want Capers gone. Suspension with pay is a vacation with pay after doing something so egregious. And so we want the chief of police also, Ronald Sampson, immediately terminated. We also want to get the body camera footage, and we want prosecution for aggravated assault.
Carlos, is there a situation or is there a possibility that the officer may have mistaken the 11-year-old for a man? Is that even possible?
It's not possible for a reasonable trained cop to misperceive a child as a man. This child looks like a child. He's very short in stature. It's very thin. There's no way he could have been confused for a man.
Okay, and you guys are on your way to a protest that starts after this interview. What are you asking for? What are you demanding for now?
We're demanding justice. We want justice now, not later. We want immediate termination. We want prosecution, and we want the family to get some answers. We want to see that body cam footage.
Nakala Murry and Carlos Moore, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.